So now we're working on challenge number 3. It says, what is a tuple? Um, we're asked to complete the function called tuple mode that will calculate the mode of a passed-in tuple. We can assume, it tells us that we can assume that the tuple only has one mode. So in general, we're going to have to do some counting. We might move between some different data types to actually accomplish this. But I'll try and talk us through it as we go so we can see exactly what's going on. The first thing that I want to do is I'm actually going to want to declare an empty list, and I'm just going to use that to store all of the counts that I have. So I'll go ahead and iterate through for each item. Actually, let's say for each object in my in tup or tuple. Let's counts.append. We're going to add on to our empty list. And what is it that we're going to add on? We're actually going to add on tup.count tup.count, and the thing that we're going to be counting is the object. I want to count how many times that object is in my tuple and then append that to my list. Now, so I'm going to have this list with some counts, which is not so bad. These counts, this list is going to be parallel to this tuple. So let's actually, just for the sake of practicing more tuples, let's turn that list back into a tuple. So let's say counts is equal to tuple of counts. So now I'm back to a tuple, and then let's go ahead and think, right? Counts is a tuple. It's in parallel. It's all the integer counts of each object in the tuple, how many times it appears. I need to find the one of those that's the largest. So I can go ahead and I know I'm going to use max counts somewhere. And I also know that I'm going to want to use my index function. I can find the count, the number in my tuple counts that's the largest using the max function, but I need to know where that is. So I know I'll be able to do that with my index function. And of course, the thing that we are looking for the index in is actually those counts, right? We want the highest count, the index of the highest count. And the last thing, right, now that I have an index of this parallel tuple, I'm actually going to use index slicing, or I'm going to index that tuple to actually get that the value at the index that has the most, that is there the most often, that has the highest count. And that's just something that I'm going to want to return. I haven't tested this to this point. We'll see if it works, and we can see that actually does work. So you can see that we're practicing both of our methods, the dot count, the dot index. We're also using a list as sort of a middleman. I do want to be clear though here. Turning it back into a tuple is something that I did just for the sake of practice. That's not something that actually needs to be done. There is a dot index method on list as well, so I could simply leave counts as a list, get the index of that parallel list to my tuple, get the index of the highest value, the max, and use that to index my tuple. If I test this, that should work as well, and it does. So that's it for tuples, and I hope you understood the answer. If you have any problems, feel free to reach out to us on the Slack channel.